Hello friends, welcome to my channel, myself Parag Dampulkar. In last video, we have seen introduction to standard template library, that is STM. In this video, we will see vector, which is a part of standard template library. Now see, in last video, we have seen vector is a container and it is implemented as a class. So vector is a class and it is a template class. And as it is a template class, in Angular bracket we have to mention the data type as it is a template class. To use this vector class, we have to use this header file vector. In the same way, for set we have to use header file set, for map we have to use header file map, likewise. So first what we'll do, we'll run this program and we'll go one by one. So we'll compare output with the code. So we got compiled and this is the output that we got. Now we'll go one by one. To create vectors, we have various options. So here 4 vectors I have defined. So see, this is the vector object I have defined. So I have not initialized it, even I have not mentioned the size. Then this is the second vector with size 5. Then this is the third vector, size is 4 and all 4 that elements are initialized with the A. Then this is a fourth option. So here that object name is given v4 and here how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So size will be 4. It will be initialized with the 4 elements. And here see, in third case we have mentioned A. So all 4 will be A. But in this case all 4 are different. So first will be A, then B, then C, and then D. So in this way, there are various ways to define the vectors. See here in another example, I have taken integers 10, 40, 20, 30. So we can directly initialize it. Size will be 4 and the 4 elements that we have mentioned here, and here 4 characters we have mentioned. See, one difference between the vector and the array is array has a fixed size. So once we define suppose integer a of 5, so that means that array will have size 5 and indices that we can use that will be from 0 to 4. But if you try to access 5th or 6th element, so we will get error because that array has a fixed size. But that is not the case with the vector. Vector is also called as a dynamic array. Dynamic array because its capacity get increased. Now see by how much that capacity get increased. So capacity get doubled whenever it is needed. So in the beginning it will be 0. So when first element you will add, that will become 1. But when you keep adding the elements, then it will get double. So 1, then 2, then 4, then 8, then 16. But see for this case, so initial size is 4 and one more thing, here we have mentioned the size 5, but here we have not mentioned by what it will get initialized. For example, see in this case we have mentioned it will have size 4 and it will get initialized with the A, but in this case we have not mentioned. So keep in mind, when we are not initializing it, so by default it will get initialized by 0. So 5 elements, it will get initialized by 0. So in this case size will be 5 and capacity will also 5. When we try to add 6th element, so see size is 5 but we are trying to add 6th element, so its capacity will get automatically doubled, so it will become 10. Then if you add 7th element, 8th element, 9th element, 10th element, so up to that there will not be any issue. But when you try to add 11th element, so again size will get double. So previously was 10, now it will become 20, like that. So capacity will get doubled. Now see here we will see the example. So throughout this program we have taken this v1. We can take others also. So this I have taken just to know how there are the different ways to define vector objects. But in the remaining program we'll talk about, or we'll take this example, that is v1. Now see, So v1 we have taken, but we have not initialized it, even we have not mentioned size. So its size of the vector and capacity of the vector, here you can see it is 0 because no elements are added, so that's why it is 0, and capacity is also 0. Then in vector, so vector is a class, so class definitely there will be functions. Vector, we have one function push underscore back, and by this function we can add element in vector. So see, we are adding element 10. So after adding element 10 to the vector, now again we are printing size and the capacity. So here you can see, now the size and capacity is this. Size of the vector is 1, capacity of vector is also 1. Size 1 because 10 we have added in vector, capacity of vector is 1 because 1 we have added there. Now see, now we are adding 20 to the vector, and now again we will check size of the vector and the capacity of vector. So here you can see, now the size of vector is 2 and capacity of vector is 2. So why size got increased? Because we have added 20 and capacity of vector, so previously was 1, but 1 was not sufficient, so it got doubled, so now it is 2. Then we are adding 30, so 30 we are added, and again we will check size of the vector and capacity of vector. So in this case you can see size of the vector is 3, but capacity of vector is 4. Why 4? Because it got doubled. Here you can check, this 2 become 4. Now see, difference between size of the vector and capacity of vector is, size means how many elements are there in vector, while capacity in the sense what is the capacity, how many elements it can hold. So that is the capacity, how many elements we can add there, that is the capacity. So see here, size got increased by 1 because 1 element we are added, and capacity got doubled. Capacity got doubled, so that already I have told, capacity get double every time whenever it is needed. Now see, so now our vector has 3 elements 10, 20 and 30. Now we will remove one element. So see, when we are removing any element, so for that purpose we are calling this function pop underscore back. And see, there are 3 elements in vector 10, 20 and 30. So it will remove recently added element. So recently added element is 30, so it will remove 30. After that again we are printing size of the vector and capacity of vector. So here we can see size of the vector is 2 and capacity of vector 4. So see, previously size was 3, we have removed 1, right? So we have removed this 30, so that's why size of the vector is now this 2 and capacity of vector is 4. See, again one important thing, size got decreased, right, but capacity is still same, right? So keep in mind, capacity is always get increased, but it will not get decreased. Capacity get always increased whenever it is needed, but when we remove the elements from the vector, capacity will not get decreased, it will be as it is. So here previously it was 4, so it will remain 4 only. If you remove again, so again it will be 4 only, but it will not get removed. Okay, now see, here we are printing the values. So we are printing values by calling these two functions front and back. So see, there are 2 elements, right, 10 and 20. So in the beginning we added 10, then we added 20, right? So the first element, it is given by the front method and our front function, and last element will be given by the back function. So here you can see, so first element is 10 and last element is 20. Now see, we can print values in this vector by the indices also. So see, that elements will have indices just like array from 0 to n minus 1. So now 2 elements are there, 0 and 1. So that's why element at the 0th index and element at the first index. So here you can see, element at the 0th index 10 and element at the index 1, 20. So likewise we got it 10 and 20. So this is one way to get element by calling function add. There is one more way to access element of vectors by the indices. So see, here we have used a function add, but here we can use this operator square brackets. By that also we can access the element. So see, element at the 0th index and element at the first index. So again that we have printed. So element at 0th index 10 and element at index 1, 20. Now see, here we are using iterator. So see, in last video that I have told, iterator is the nested class of this class vector. So iterator, see, for list it is a nested class, for set it is a nested class. So this iterator class is defined inside that class so that it can iterate through the elements of that particular container. So this iterator can be used to iterate going through the elements of vector. So here see, this is a class, as it is a template class. Int we have mentioned scope resolution operator because the iterator is a nested class. Here we are creating object of this iterator class, so we are given name it. Then by using this vector we are calling one method begin. So this begin method returns the iterator, and see, in last video we have seen iterator is just like a pointer and it points to the first element. So in begin, this returns iterator which points to the first element. And when we call end function, see, when we call end function, so this end function returns iterator which is pointing to the element next to the last. See, keep in mind, it points to the element next to the last, means not last. See, suppose we have elements 10 and 20. So see, v1 dot begin will point to the 10, but v1 dot end, it will return the iterator which is pointing next to the last, means here it will point, right, not last, next to the last element. Likewise it will point. So here we are running this loop and we will print all the elements. Now see, we are running this loop until we get the element next to the last. So for that purpose we have written like this, and before that here we have called method insert to add the element 40 into the vector. So previously it was there were 10 and 20, right? So we want to add 40. Now see, suppose if I write like this it 40, so if I run this statement, so elements of the vector will be 40, 10 and 20 because it will add 40 at the first location, at the beginning location. If I write plus 1, so elements of the vector will be like that, 10, 40 and 20. 40 is added after the first location. And if I write like this 2, so it will add 40 after first 2 elements. So likewise you can add the elements. So now I am writing plus 1. That means I am adding 40 after the first element. So previously there were 10 and 20. So after the first element, that means after 10. So after adding this 40, it will become 10, 40 and 20. So likewise 3 elements will be there, 10, 40 and 20. I am adding this 40 after the first element. Now again I am printing the size of the vector and capacity of the vector. So here you can see size of the vector is 3 because see, now 10, 40 and 20 and capacity of vector is 4. So capacity was sufficient, right, to include the 40. To include this element 40, capacity was 4. So 4 was sufficient because see, size was previously 2, then it became 3. Capacity is sufficient. That's why this time it did not increment, right? So it is as it is. Then after that, by this iterator, I am printing all the values here. So v1.begin returns the iterator pointing to the first element, that is 10. Then I am running this loop until the next to the last, after 20 up to the last, and here I am printing it. Now see, for iterator these operators are overloaded, means this asterisk, this is overloaded to get the element at this iterator, then this increment operator, so it will next time it will point to the next value of the this vector, so it will go to the next vector. See here, so first time it is pointing to the 10, we are printing the value of this 10, then it will get incremented, we are printing the value of 40, again it will get increment and we are printing the value of 20. Likewise, we are printing all the values of the vector. So see, by this program we have seen functions, those are used in the vector. So which functions we have seen, this we will go through it. So see, here we have seen how vectors are defined. Then we have seen size function, so it returns the size, how many elements are there in the vector. Capacity function returns how much it can hold, what is the capacity of this vector. Then pushback function to enter element into the vector. Then pop back function, so it will remove the recently added element. So see, pushback, see it will add one element 10, 20, 30, and by calling pop underscore back it will remove the recently added. So if we call this function, so 30 will get removed. Again if I call this function, so 20 will get removed, and again if I call this function, 10 will get removed. Then we have seen this front function returns first element, back function returns the last element. We can also access by using the indices. For that we are calling add function. We can use this square operator, square brackets, and there we can provide the index to get the element at that particular index. Then here we want the vector begin function, so it returns iterator pointing to the first element. Then this v1 dot end, it returns the iterator pointing to the next to the last element. Then insert function to add the element at the particular location. For that we are taking help of this iterator object, and we are passing two parameters, value and the position, its position, by using the iterator. So in this way different functions we have used in this program. Then one more thing, see here in this example we have added simple elements in the vector 10, 40, 20 and 30. But suppose we want to add the records. For example, see, suppose in this vector I want to add S1, S2, S3, S4. These are the records. So now S1 is a variable of the structure, and there are two things are the roll number and the name. So roll number, name, roll number, name, roll number, name. So S1 is not a single value, it is a record. So it has two values. S2 is also another record, two values. S3 is also record of the suppose third student, so it has two values. Likewise, we can have records in this vector. So here we have taken a structure, right? So we can also have record by using class. So if I define the class, I can have the objects of that class, and their objects here I can mention. So by that also we can create the records. Here we have used the structure to enter the record, and in the same way by using the iterator I am printing the value. So v dot begin, it will return the iterator pointing to the first value, that means S1. v1 dot end, it will return the iterator which is pointing next to the last here, and by this we are printing the value. So see, here we have to enclose in the round bracket star it, it will return this S1, but what we want, roll number, because see, roll number field that we want to access, that's why in round bracket dot roll number, and then we want to access name, so that's why in round bracket we have mentioned asterisk iterator object dot name, and then we are incrementing it. So likewise we are printing the value. So we will run this program and we will see the output. So here we will run it, stl4, and compile it. So here you can see roll number, name, roll number and name, first record, second record, third and fourth. Likewise we can save records in a vector. So friends, I hope you like this video. If yes, then click on like, subscribe to this channel and don't forget to press bell icon so that you will get notification of my next video. So stay connected. Thank you.